In the middle of a calm river, little Jenny is sitting in a boat with her father, catching fish. Everything seemed completely normal, but something was hiding beneath the water that would make anyone's soul tremble. Making her laugh, Jenny's father says that he is going down to catch fish. He tells her to stay away from the water, otherwise, the demon fish will eat her too. Jenny innocently replies that if it catches her, she will fry it like an egg and eat it. But what was about to happen in the next few seconds would change the fate of the entire village. Her father gets into the water and, to scare Jenny, suddenly pops out to play a prank. However, instead of laughing, Jenny starts crying out of fear. To quiet her down, her father starts doing silly tricks upside down in the water. Jenny starts laughing again because she thinks her father is just joking. But suddenly, an unseen force from under the water starts pulling her father. At first, Jenny thinks this is also a joke. But moments later, her father's screams turn real. He tries with all his might to escape, but the creature pulls him deep down, and the next moment, the river water turns red with blood. Seeing such a gruesome death before their eyes shakes the villagers to their core. No one can understand what was actually in the river. Some people call it a demon. Some believe it to be an evil force, and the whole village is engulfed in fear. The people decide to call a priest to end this river's menace. The priest arrives, stands by the riverbank, recites mantras, and then throws a bomb-like weapon into the water to show his power. Upon the explosion, a large marine creature emerges from the water. The priest immediately convinces the villagers that this is the demon who killed the man. The people are submerged in fear and anger, so they blindly believe him. The priest announces to everyone that it is now in their hands what punishment to give it. The villagers yell in unison to kill it. Just then, a man steps forward from the crowd. His name is Jeff. He tells them they are making a huge mistake. This is not the demon that killed the man. It is just a harmless creature that hurts no one. The villagers start looking at him suspiciously and ask who he is. Jeff explains that he is a demon hunter too and can catch the real demon. But the first priest immediately interrupts and starts provoking the people. He claims Jeff is lying and has come to spread fear in the village. The frightened people are easily swayed. Instead of listening to Jeff, they grab him, tie him up with a rope, and hang him over the river. Things get even more dangerous here because the real demon is still alive underwater. The people think the danger is over. Some joyfully jump back into the river and start swimming. But hanging from afar, Jeff suddenly notices something heavy moving in the water. He screams with all his might to get out, warning that the real demon is coming. But the people ignore his warning. The very next moment, the terrifying creature attacks from beneath the water and swallows a woman alive in front of everyone. Seeing this sight, screams echo throughout the village. Everyone now realizes that the first priest was lying. A man confronts him, asking why he deceived them. To save face, the priest claims he had killed the real demon and this must be another one. But before he can even finish his sentence, the demon leaps out of the water, pounces on him, and drags him into the river. The ground slips from under the people's feet. Meanwhile, hanging from the rope, Jeff calls out to everyone not to run, but to lie down where they are and play dead because the demon attacks based on movement. People somehow calm themselves and hide wherever they can find space. Suddenly, silence falls everywhere. The demon comes out of the water, but seeing no movement, returns to the river. Just then, a mother spots her daughter, Jenny, by the edge of the boat. She signals her to stay put. But terrified, the little girl runs toward her mother. Jeff screams loudly for her to stop and not run. But it is too late. The same demon emerges from the water and starts pulling Jenny towards it. Jenny's mother rushes forward without caring for her own life and grabs the child. She puts in all her strength. But she falls weak against the demon's power. In a few moments, the demon pulls the child away. The mother breaks down but does not give up. She picks up a wooden plank, jumps into the water, and challenges the demon to face her. Then, the massive demon rises from the water in front of her. Seeing its size, her breath catches. With a trembling voice, she says, "Give my child back." But maternal love makes no difference to the demon. It ruthlessly swallows the woman as well. After this, the demon attacks a wooden bridge. The bridge starts breaking, and a small child slips from a woman's hands, falling onto another section. Down below, the demon waits with its mouth wide open. The child's life is just seconds away from ending. At that moment, Jeff manages to free himself from the ropes and jumps onto the bridge. The child is crawling towards him, but the demon shakes the bridge. The child is about to fall down when Jeff pulls the fake priest onto the bridge to add weight and shift the balance to his side. For a moment, it seems the child will be saved. But the demon pounces again, and the child is tossed into the air, falling toward the river. At the very last second, Jeff reaches out, catches the child, and saves him from falling into the demon's mouth. In this struggle, the demon gets stuck between the iron and wood of the bridge. Jeff immediately realizes this is their chance. He tells the fake priest that if they don't drag it ashore, it will slip back into the water, and no one will be able to stop it. Jeff and the priest jump on the bridge together to pull the demon out. But the demon is so powerful that both are thrown far away. The villagers muster their courage to help too. However, no one can stand their ground against the demon. Suddenly, the ground shakes, and a heavy-set woman comes running through the crowd. As she jumps onto the bridge, all her weight falls on the demon. The demon is jolted out and lands squarely on the fake priest. Now the demon reveals its true form. Seeing it, the villagers' fear turns into anger. Everyone grabs weapons and rushes to attack it. But Jeff steps in and stops them all. He says no one should touch it, he can catch it. He puts his belongings on the ground and pulls out his old book, which contains mantras to control demons. Jeff begins chanting the mantra. But as he reads, instead of calming down, the demon becomes even more enraged. It is about to attack Jeff when suddenly a swift and dangerous girl arrives. Her name is Exen. Exen fearlessly attacks the demon. The villagers are amazed by her energy. She wraps the demon in her magical cloth. The more the demon tries to break free, the more entangled it gets in the cloth. Shortly after, its massive body shrinks, and it turns into a puppet-like form. Controlling it, Exen looks at Jeff and asks if he also hunts demons. Jeff shows his book and says that he calms them with mantras. Hearing this, Exen starts laughing. She says his book might be for small rats. Real demons aren't caught like this. She then twirls the magical rings on her wrists and shows off her power. Jeff is completely astounded. The villagers fall at Exen's feet, accepting her as their savior. But inside, Jeff feels no joy, only pain. He quietly returns to his master and says with a broken heart that once again he failed to save people. Many became the demon's victims right in front of him. His master tells him that the demon he faced today was not always evil. It was once a noble soul who tried to save a child by the river. But the villagers misunderstood him. They thought he came to kill children. They killed him and threw him into the river. That same hatred and pain turned him into a demon. The master explains to Jeff that demons are not just born of flesh. Sometimes, human hatred turns a soul into a demon. Jeff feels even heavier inside. But his journey wasn't over yet. After this, the story shifts to an old restaurant. A couple arrives to eat. There is an eerie silence inside. No customers, no waiters, no noise. Both find the place strange. But then a waiter appears. He warmly welcomes them and tells them about the restaurant's special VIP meal. Soon after, hot food is served before them. The food is so delicious that both are amazed. The girl asks the waiter if he made the food. The waiter smiles and says no, their chef made it. He points towards the kitchen. A remarkably handsome chef is sitting there. Seeing his beauty, the girl insists on talking to him. But the chef refuses without even looking at her. The girl still wants to hear his voice. Then the chef slowly opens his mouth, and the next moment, a voice so terrifying comes out that both of them are petrified. They try to run. But the chef catches them. He holds a deadly spear and mercilessly slaughters both of them. It is now clear that this restaurant was not for humans, it was a demon's trap. Sometime later, Jeff also arrives at the same restaurant. But this time, the atmosphere inside is completely different. People are sitting at every table, eating and laughing. Everything looks so normal that anyone could be deceived. A beautiful woman approaches Jeff and tries to lead him inside. But Jeff's eyes are seeing something else. He recites a mantra, and as the chant progresses, the real picture of the restaurant unfolds before his eyes. Instead of shining tables, he sees filth. Happy faces start disappearing, and he sees a blood-stained, heavy spear. Jeff realizes the woman standing in front of him is also not human. Without delay, he attacks her, landing 2 hard punches on her face. Her true form begins to emerge. Just then, Exine arrives. As soon as she enters, she beats the demon so badly that it dies on the spot. Exine notices many other demons in the restaurant. She starts finishing them off one by one. But the real danger was still hiding. Exine shouts loudly, challenging anyone with courage to come forward. From the shadows emerges the chef demon. He attacks Exine immediately. A fierce battle begins between the two. Exine strikes him with her magical rings. Each hit pierces his body. However, the pain does not weaken the demon, it only makes him angrier. Slowly, his true form is revealed. He is no ordinary demon but a giant boar demon. There was hatred in his eyes, unstoppable strength in his body, and the same terrifying spear in his hand. He attacks Exine with all his might. But Exine defends herself with her rings. Seizing the opportunity, Exine loops her ring around his neck and tells Jeff that all his power is hidden in his throat. She tells him to pull it out. When Jeff looks at the demon's face, his throat goes dry. Seeing such a terrifying form would make anyone back away, but Jeff risks his life and steps forward. He starts absorbing the demon's power into himself. Within moments, his face turns blue. It looks like he is going to die. Then Exine steps in and pulls that power into herself. Exine also cannot endure it for long. She immediately pulls out her magical cloth and traps the boar demon inside it. But this demon was not weak like the others. Exerting full force, he breaks out of the cloth and transforms into a massive black boar. Seeing this, both Jeff and Exine run away. As soon as they exit the restaurant, the entire place collapses in ruins behind them. It is clear from this scene that this demon is far beyond any human power. The next day, Jeff returns to his master and asks for the truth about the boar demon. The master reveals that the demon was once a human. He had a good heart, but his face was ugly. People used to run away from him. He loved his wife very much, but she betrayed him. She ran off with someone else and stabbed him to death before leaving. That betrayal, pain, and humiliation transformed his soul. His love turned into hatred, and he became the boar demon. Jeff realizes he cannot stop this demon alone. He tells his master that it is much stronger than him. The master says that to defeat this demon, he must find someone even more powerful. He needs the demon known as the king of all demons, the Monkey King. The master explains that Buddha had imprisoned the Monkey King under a mountain 500 years ago. If Jeff can find him, perhaps the boar demon can be stopped. Initially, Jeff is terrified by this idea. He knows that freeing the Monkey King is like playing with fire. But then he remembers the screams of the people who died right before his eyes. He knew that if he did nothing, the demons would kill everyone one by one. Therefore, he sets off towards the ancient valley, where a giant statue of Buddha and a mountain shaped like 5 fingers are located. While walking along the way, Jeff suddenly gets caught in a trap. This trap was set by demon hunters. Several people were held captive there, and Exine was among them. Jeff is surprised to see her. Just then, a female hunter approaches him and says they are there to catch demons, and anyone standing in their way won't be left alive. She is about to kill Jeff when Exine immediately intervenes. She lies, saying Jeff is her husband, they had a fight and he just came to take her home. The huntress gets suspicious of both of them. She tells them to hug each other if they are truly husband and wife. Jeff flatly refuses. Then he notices fake sharp metal pieces attached to Exine's hands. He understands that a game is being played with him. He removes the fake items and the truth is revealed. Exine was actually the leader of these hunters. She orchestrated all this to keep Jeff near her because she liked him. But Jeff angrily tells her clearly to stay away from him and forget him. Hearing this, Exine breaks from the inside, but she cannot say anything. The hunters grab Jeff and lock him in a cage. With the help of her friend, Exine tries to win Jeff over. Her friend pulls out a strange paper doll. She explains that sticking it on someone's back places their body under control. Exen, despite wanting to stop, cannot control herself and, under the doll's influence, attacks Jeff. She beats him severely. When the control breaks, Exen realizes what she has done. Regret is clearly visible in her eyes. Suddenly, the hunters realize that a heavy demon has been caught in their trap. Everyone pulls the ropes together. But the pull from the other side is so strong they cannot hold on. The very next moment, the same Boar Demon appears. His eyes are full of fire, and he looks even more dangerous than before. Everyone jumps onto their vehicles and flees. The demon quickly chases them. When Exen looks back, the demon has vanished. But in reality, he was coming from the front to block their path. Exen senses the danger and pushes Jeff out of the vehicle so his life can be saved. The next moment, the Boar Demon smashes into the vehicle, breaking it in half. Everyone falls to the ground injured. Exen is also badly wounded. When Jeff sees her, he thinks she is dead. He breaks down and starts screaming. For the first time, his hidden love comes out. Crying, he says that she cannot leave him. But then Exen suddenly sits up. This was also her act to make Jeff admit his true feelings. Honestly, this moment feels both funny and emotional. However, this relief does not last long. The Boar Demon starts advancing toward them again. Suddenly, a very powerful hunter arrives, known as the Tiger Samurai. He immediately engages the demon. A massive clash ensues between them. Seeing the Tiger Samurai's strength, the demon starts backing off and tries to run away. But then another hunter blocks his path, known as the demonic foot. All his power is in his legs, and his single kick can shake a mountain. They are about to clash when a sword falls from the sky right between them. Everyone looks up. The sword was thrown by Prince Important, who considered himself the greatest swordsman. Now, Tiger Samurai, Demonic Foot, and Prince Important all want to catch the Boar Demon. But not together, separately, because each wants to be called the greatest hunter. Jeff tries to explain that they all need to unite to defeat this demon. But they mock him, saying this beggar hunter is going to teach them. Insulted, Jeff starts to walk away. Exen follows him and says she will go with him. But Jeff angrily tells her that because of her, he is straying from his path. He says he wants nothing to do with her and just wants his book back. Hearing this, Exen furiously tears his book apart. Jeff says nothing and quietly leaves. But in that moment, what broke between them wasn't just a paper book, it was the last hope for their relationship. After traveling an exhausting journey for several days, Jeff finally reaches the Mountain of 5 Fingers. Lotus flowers are spread all around. The place looks peaceful. But even in that peace, a strange fear is hidden. Jeff finds a path through the flowers and discovers a hidden cave. Upon entering, he encounters a strange old man who looks like he is crazy. But in reality, this is no ordinary old man. This is the Monkey King who was imprisoned 500 years ago. The Monkey King tells Jeff his story. He says there was a time when he was the most powerful Monkey King, wreaking havoc in heaven. His anger, power, and arrogance were beyond anyone's control. That is why Buddha trapped him under this mountain. Now he begs Jeff for his freedom. But Jeff does not free him immediately. He tells him that he must help him first and defeat the Boar Demon, only then will he figure out a way to let him out. While they are making a plan, Exen suddenly arrives there. She had followed Jeff. Exen says she wants to help too. Jeff tells her to leave, but Exen is not one to back down this time. The Monkey King cunningly suggests that in his past life, the Boar Demon was a slave to desire and beauty, so dance and voice can be used to draw him out. Upon hearing this, Exen stands in the moonlight and begins dancing while reciting a mantra. Shortly after, the Boar Demon comes out. He directly attacks Jeff, but Exen saves him. The demon tries to enter the cave. Then, the Monkey King shows a glimpse of his true power. He shrinks the demon. Exen quickly pulls out her magical cloth and traps it. Now, both the River Demon and the Boar Demon are under their control. In this moment of victory, a happy Exen hands over both captured demons to Jeff. Then Exen takes off her magical ring and slips it onto Jeff's hand. She also returns his torn book, which she had painstakingly taped back together. It is clear in her eyes that she loves Jeff. But Jeff breaks her heart once again. He tells her to take the ring back. When Xen refuses, Jeff picks up a rock and threatens to smash his own hand. Left with no choice, Xen removes the ring. She says nothing, tears just well up in her eyes. Then she quietly walks away. As soon as Xen leaves, Jeff feels the weight of his decision. But it was too late now. Meanwhile, the Monkey King was watching everything. He provokes Jeff, telling him to pluck the lotus flowers above the cave to clear the path. Without realizing, Jeff plucks a lotus. As soon as the flower breaks, the rest of the lotuses start burning like fire. The next moment, the cave trembles, and the Monkey King breaks free with a terrifying laugh. The 500-year imprisonment was over. At first, he claims to be a changed man, saying he is not like before and has become good. But the moment Buddha's name escapes Jeff's mouth, the Monkey King's true face is revealed. In a fit of rage, he blows Jeff far away with a single breath. Jeff hits the ground hard. Then the Monkey King grabs his hair and starts pulling it out strand by strand. Jeff writhes in pain while the Monkey King laughs at him. It was now clear that he had lied just to get his freedom. Just then, Tiger Samurai, Demonic Foot, and Prince Important arrive. They believe that if they defeat the Monkey King, their names will be paramount in the world. They attack him one after another. One wields a sword, another throws kicks, and another unleashes all his power. But every strike proves useless against the Monkey King. Instead, every attack makes him stronger. Within moments, the three great hunters fall weak before him. The Monkey King wipes them off the face of the earth in one stroke. Now, the Monkey King is about to finish Jeff off when Xen suddenly returns. She fearlessly attacks him. Her first kick doesn't have much effect on the Monkey King. Xen takes out her magical rings and starts raining them on him continuously. The rings tear through the air and crash into the Monkey King. But he keeps shattering them. Xen gives it her all. Yet, even she begins to weaken before the Monkey King. With a single blow, he severely wounds Xen. Xen falls to the ground. Seeing her, Jeff is shattered inside. For the first time, he realizes that the girl he kept pushing away was the one who repeatedly returned to save his life. Even in her final breaths, Xen looks at Jeff. Crying, Jeff confesses the true feelings of his heart. But time had already slipped away. Xen's life turns into a light and fades away before his eyes. This is the very moment where Jeff's entire world crumbles inside. With trembling hands, Jeff picks up the mended book that Xen had fixed for him. This time, he recites the mantra not just with words, but with his whole heart. As soon as the mantra is completed, a brilliant, divine power descends from the sky. That light engulfs the Monkey King and begins to crush all his demonic power. The Monkey King screams. But this time, his strength proves useless against that divine power. After this, Jeff and the Monkey King appear in a quiet, lush green place. Everything had changed. The Monkey King no longer seems like the uncontrollable demon from before. Jeff takes out Xen's magical ring and places it on the Monkey King's head. The ring gradually transforms into a magical headband that brings the Monkey King under control. He is no longer Jeff's enemy but becomes a part of his journey. Jeff managed to stop the demons, but in return he lost the human who loved him the most. After Xen's departure, Jeff was never the same. His book, his path, and his purpose had all changed. He now had power, but his heart held a pain that no mantra could heal, and with this pain, the story ends.